creep down the bare branch where you slept all night long, gathered into yourself like a fig. Little mandarin woman fleeing under the stars on bound feet, when your wings spring open, even you look surprised. What are the raven's slick feathers beside these pewter sails, raised in the foundry of your flesh, burnished by light poured from a wasted moon and a dipper brimming with darkness? The alligator wrestler. The alligator waits in her aluminum case, shaped to hold the odd length of her, like a trebled trombone. When her keeper cracks open the lid, anger leaches out in hopeless coils, like the roots of mangroves buckled and snarled. Her mouth is tied. Two men heave her pale body, bear it to the clearing, and cut her free. Stunned by the dry grass and the trampled light, she hisses. Is she dying of a punctured heart? Her jaws unfold, pink and gleaming, and strange as a porcelain ironing board. She fills herself with sunlight till the keeper makes a move on her. Then she slams herself shut. Grabbing her snout, he sinks his fingers under her creamy jaw and straddles her. Her throat is mild and naked as a glove. Flipped on her back, she's out cold. Now we admire her head, slim as a beak, her moon-white belly tiled like the floor of the shower in some dingy Y. In this position, says her keeper, the blood is leaving her brain. In this position, she could die. He nuzzles her cobbled ear, calling in the sweet tongue by which alligators choose each other. Her tail twitches. She's back. The show is over. The patience of bathtubs. I admire the patience of bathtubs, their humility, their grace under pressure. I have seen bathtubs like melancholy tureens into which the moon ladles her light broth. The saint who sailed from Ireland in a bathtub found the Blessed Isles, and no wonder. A strange tub once adopted me, carried me for hours in its magnificent belly, gurgled for joy when I pulled the plug, and filled it, O Zen disciple, with emptiness. I would crouch on 4 creamy legs, a snowshoe hare in hiding from hunters, or a white cat, willing the wren's breath to make a small stir in the hedge, like that Roman fountain in the Hyde, marble-mouthed, leaf-lipped, muttering water, filling the chaste basin with off-color stories, leaving their rusty breath on the streaked stone. Birds freed from their jackets scratched past hearing, a table of oil lamps, doors with the screens ripped out, marshaled and stacked, opening to each other, clothes scattered in piles across the field, as if, when the flood pulled back, the living returned to nothing but what God couldn't carry or didn't love. 2. After my mother taught me to swim, I dove deep for what people lost, a silver spoon, a rusty rod that harrowed and hooked reeds, eyeglasses gleaming in muck, till I freed them, not from money, but because they had come so far, like dinner plates gliding through portholes that leave behind the indestructible ship with its cargo of corpses. 3. A vacuum cleaner upright among the thistles imagines its greatest work is still to come. I remember my mother urging the hoover forward, up and down, as if she were plowing the rug. erasing dust, hair, nail paring, spittle. How much my mother left me, and how little. When I found the stream in the woods, I plunged my face in, and I drank like the slow machinery of cows who camp on the shadows of trees, drowsy as soldiers on a day without danger, without death. My tongue strolled up water as if I could pack it and save contentment for when I'd need it. The fans of the aspens fluttered. I put my mouth on the sun where the water sharpened its claws on the slippery rocks and tasted the hunger of herons who study the rippling signature of water and crack the code of the trout. I rolled the stream in my mouth. Somewhere, clouds crossed the peaked and rumpled sea and carried the rain in their cheeks like light. Water so used, so homely, I savored my own birth. I cupped my hands and sipped from a cold pocket and tasted a cracked skull in a lake and bodies skewered and split that rolled in the current's arms in Rwanda, in Uganda, in Lake Victoria. When water hyacinths loosed them, stinking they eddied ashore. And now their death washes through every atom of me. Beloved, if you kiss me, everything we love will swim in it. I have always been fascinated by the names of restaurants and the odd names for food that you can find on menus in diners and in regional cookbooks. And I have an ongoing collection of these names. I have chicken thumbs, buffalo wings, Gertrude's robo rolls, bongo broccoli casserole, Sarah's salmon muddle, and on and on. And I'm going to dedicate this portion of the reading to the waiters. I have just finished a book of nonsense poems for children in which the characters take their identities from some of these names. The book is called The Moon and Riddle's Diner and the Sunnyside Cafe, and it's about life in a restaurant. The main character in the poems is a girl named Shoefly Sally from Shoefly Pie, and I'll read you some of the poems from that book. Shoefly Sally and her everything dog take their show on the road. My name is Shoefly Sally, sir. I've traveled far and wide. My box of biscuits on my back, my hound dog at my side. My shoefly pie is much admired from Fairbanks to Bombay. I learned to bake from a talking cake at the Sunnyside Cafe. It's there the gypsy pancakes shout when the chicken sucks its thumbs, the kettles sneeze, the teaspoons tease the soporific sun, till it falls asleep in a field of sheep and the great bear starts to roar. Let the Moon and Riddle's Diner, sir, throw wide its silver door. It's here the hopple-popples dance and the emerald antelopes sing. My dog's as welcome as myself. His name is Everything. Conductors ask us where we're bound and wait for me to say, the Moon and Riddle's Diner, sir, and the Sunnyside Cafe. The train I took to Buffalo was 20 hours late. When the Buffalo King began to sing, his voice was a squeaky gate. He asked me when I rose to go, will nothing make you stay? The Moon and Riddle's Diner, sir, and the Sunnyside Cafe. The train I caught to Kankakee got stuck in Belchertown. I gave my heart to a gap-toothed boy who hoped I'd settle down. He asked me why the wild geese fly 500 miles a day. The Moon and Riddle's Diner, sir, and the Sunnyside Cafe. The moon's report on the stubborn stove. Our stove has become very strange. We cannot abide any change. When I make the French toast, it smells strongly of roast, and the burners play Home on the Range. goes for a midnight shuffle. The poem mentions a group of customers called the Grokabes, and